But I'm his teacher.
One of his teachers. And she batty, too. He reveals to you that, did I say 16?
Yeah, you said 16.
Junior year. His algebra teacher showed him an equation that he could figure.
Oh, shoot.
And he told you about it. Say he tells you about it sophomore year in college. So now this is 2-3 years later. He tell you sophomore year in college. You know I fucked my my math teacher at Whoop-de-Whoop HS.
Whoa.
How do you deal with that?
Man.
Do you go try to take her to jail, take her to prison?
You know what I'm going to do? First, I'm going to ask him, how did it go down? I want to hear blow for blow, and then I want to hear what made him go ahead and hit it.
Wait, first off, he's not going to tell you.
I don't want to know blow for blow. Like, I don't mean the bedroom stuff. I want to know, like, so you say the equation, but I mean, is she just getting naked and forcing you to have sex, or she bend over and you came from behind and she's alluring you to do it? I'm just trying to figure out what type of situation are we looking at here? Because my son is probably a freak. So she bent over and he seen some cleavage and shit. He probably said, let me put my dick in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
So I want to know if it's his thoughts or did she actually grope him? And the reason I'm asking is it tells me a lot about what went on. So
what
if she groped
mutual?
him, if it was mutual.
What if it's mutual? And then what if she cut a deal?
What kind of deal?
I'm going to make sure you graduate. Say he wasn't doing well. And she gave him I'm going to make sure you graduate. I'm going to make sure your SAT is solid. I'm going to give you all this. But just like that other guy said, you got to promise you can't tell nobody.
Get that ass to moving, son.
Man, what is the whole thing? If he's in a situation where he's this age and he's got a lot of things going on in his life, I don't want to necessarily mess up how he got out of school, because maybe they might say, well, shoot, he didn't even really graduate. We gonna take it. The white man gonna come take everything back. Be like,
no, it's all legit. He did the work.
Okay.
She just put the time into it.
Not the time into. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna like the idea. But this is something that happened already, and as long as she didn't just rape him or something, but if she like attacked him or just forced him to do it in a way where I could tell it did something to him, then I would need to contact her. You know what I'm saying, and really address the situation. You know what I mean? That might mean that I might need to slap some bitches, but I'm just saying I might need to go address her, especially if I thought that she was a good teacher and we were having teacher conferences and she like, your son is so good. Bitch, what is he good at? You know what I mean? I want to holler about this now.
What if she told you he's good at everything?
Like what?
Eating my box. He's so good at lunch. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Then that's why I would black out like
but this
the
is
Incredible Hulk.
This is the thing that's crazy to me. In a way, I just got a CNN report that notification that 2 more people come out against Kavanaugh.
Oh, they're trying to get rid of him by any means necessary.
But this is the thing that bothers me. Women, you guys have such a gray area for shit. Some of y'all, not all, just the women on this panel.
Some, but not all.
Not the women on the panel.
All I know is, as a man, you can't fuck with my kids. Period. And what I deem like whatever falls in the border of fucking with my kids, whatever that is, you can't do none of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the way I responded is because my son is grown as hell, as y'all know. And at that time, it didn't happen. So I can't really say what I would actually have done. But had the woman been 27, my son come to me and tell me he's smashing a teacher and she 27, he's 17, I'm going to question it and I'm going to question the teacher. But would I put her in jail and all that? I really don't know what would have happened. I know I would have been angry.
What if it's flipped
If it's my
it's
daughter,
a 17-year-old daughter and a 27-year-old teacher.
Somebody's dead already.
But why?
I don't.
See,
do you see? It's a double standard. I know.
That's what I'm getting to.
It's a double standard. But this is the thing: for a man, the more he can conquer, the better. That's just like when people have daughters and sons. They normally treat the daughter different than the son. The son, they may give him condoms because they know he out there. The daughter, they like don't have sex at all. Let's just say. For me, I feel like if I'm having a son, he gonna be, the type of person everybody's gonna be trying to get with him. I'm assuming I don't have a son. I'm assuming this factor. You feel me? I would rather I don't want him to be gay. I'm not speaking bad about that community. I'm just saying, like, nowadays your son can go this way or that way. Your daughter can go this way or that way. So I'll be proud that we didn't go the other route. Now, the other flip side of it is I feel like I want to see if he's mentally anguished in any type of way from this event. If I notice anything about my son that seems that there's a malfunction, then I got to definitely go holler at mama. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going Super Saiyan if that shit happened to my son. If that shit happened to my son, I'm going Incredible Hulk.
What if your son told you now?
I'm going Incredible Hulk. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, see,
Dr. David Banner, physician, scientist, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strengths that all humans have. Then, an accidental overdose of gamma radiation alters his body chemistry. And now, when David Banner grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs. I'm going Incredible Hulk on a nigga.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about the shit right now because my son is grown and he was never molested.
Even right now.
But, I mean, now knowing everything I know about just life and society, I mean, I don't think it's a good thing that these older women are molesting these boys. But at 17, probably because I'm more biased because I've heard it in the barbershop so many times. And I have brothers that fucked older women. It's just like... You're right. It's just a double standard to me.
Well, let's go back to this.
Okay.
Here's your double standard right here. Coming out of the chat room.
Okay.
Grab that. Coming out of the chat room, here's your double standard. The reason why there's this double standard is because men do the fucking and women get fucked. But that's not always true. If an older woman is like a Svengali molding and puppeting your son, manipulating him into giving her young swipe, she's no different. She's fucking him.
Yeah, she is fucking him. She's teaching him how to fuck.
Come on now. Somebody said mold me. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason.
My name is DAngelo from Oklahoma.
DAngelo from Oklahoma. I want you to come in out of the rain.
Hi, DAngelo.
Hey, DAngelo.
Caller.
Can you hear me better now?
We can hear you.
All right. So this is what I was going to say, right? I got a problem with 17-year-old girls having sex with 27-year-old men.
Right.
Right.
And I have a problem with that because I feel like a man should have enough respect for the sanctity of that child. Because we don't live in archaic times today. And I don't think it's fair to expose those young girls to those type of adult behaviors. Because when I was 17, I had sex with an older woman, right? And it was the coolest shit in the world. But I wouldn't want my daughter to be exposed to that kind of sex at 17. Because that kind of thing could lead her into prostitution, or especially prostitution for girls at that age, and it happens so often.
Bro,
but as far as boys is concerned,
but that's what I'm saying, bro. You really got a peep game on what you're saying. It's just a double standard.
It's the same.
It's like you treating your kids in two different ways.
I respect the double standard because I remember when I was 17, and I remember how I thought of women. You know what I'm saying? So if one of my teachers would have tried to sleep with me, I would have just slept with her and got it on. But I wouldn't be like these other kids and then go tell the world and then ruin everything that got going on.
But wait a minute. What if you did that? What if you did that and you wind up being an R. Kelly. R. Kelly was abused, sexually abused by a woman.
Yeah.
What if it's you?
But if she invited me to sex, the only way I feel she could abuse me is if she was trying to shove something up my ass. Which at 17 years old, that's not something I would let her do.
Right.
Oh my God.
It was a possibility.
I mean, at 17, I can defend myself. It's not like I'm 13 where she can overpower me and tie me down and do weird shit to me, bro. Like, at 17, I used to whoop a whole lot of bigger ass than me at 17. I know no woman's gonna do nothing to me at 17, bro.
He has a point, though.
It's not a good one.
I know, but he does have a point.
I mean, it's a point.
How is it not a good one?
It's a point. It's predicated.
From the male perspective versus the female.
I'm just saying, it's a point, but it's predicated on the double standard.
But yeah,
your whole premise.
And I'm explaining.
Wait, hold on, pimp. Hold on, pimp. I'm gonna let you talk. We can't talk at the same time. You want everybody to hear you and me.
Right.
Agreed.
So here's the point, though. It's predicated on a double standard. You would let your son do things sexually that in your heart and mind tell you could be dangerous to the development of your daughter's sexuality. But you'll give your son a pass for the very same behaviors? What do you think? His shit ain't gonna develop? First off, girls develop mentally, psychologically, faster than boys. So I would argue, I'm going to get to you. I would argue that a young boy is more susceptible to the damage of that kind of trauma because he develops slower in terms of maturity. He develops slower than girls. I would say there's a greater chance of him being fucked up by that kind of interaction. Go, caller.
I would agree if we were talking about 11-year-old to a 13-year-old boy. I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But because the sexual desire that I had at 11 to 13 was not the same as I had from 14 to 17.
But that's the point we already made. We made the point based on, hold on 1 second. Based on 1 second, we already made this point earlier when we talked about consent in the states. Some states, sexual consent is 16, 17, and 18. We already made this point. We talking about somebody abusing your son, man.
Yeah, and what I clearly stated to me, the only thing I would consider abuse from a sexual standpoint is if some woman is trying to fuck me or shove something up my ass. Did you not hear me?
I got that.
I said that.
Yeah, we heard that.
So for you to come.
Hey, wait, hold on. Watch your tone of your delivery before I drop you.
Okay, so
watch the tone and the delivery.
Come on, bro. You big dogging me. I'm just
saying, watch your tone and your delivery.
Feel where I'm coming from, bro.
I want to hear it, but it's got to be respectful or I'll drop it.
Okay, so
I'm waiting for the respect to lead.
So if we're talking about, that's why I said from a male child between 11 and 13, I understand that. I'm not even talking about with respect to law. I'm just talking about the mental development of his mind. Because I have a 13-year-old child right now, right? And a sexual interaction with a 27-year-old woman, he wouldn't understand if he was being abused or he was being pleased. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about from life experience. Forget the law. Let's look at our children here, what we're dealing with today. Like when I was his age, I came from a family who were highly sexually active at a young age from sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand both sides of it. So that's why I'm saying the things that I saw at his age, I didn't think were right because I wasn't developed mentally.
Right.
But I was still witnessing it. So I understand the abuse from both angles. even though I wasn't sexually abused as a child, I still had to watch other kids who were slightly older than me have sex with each other and their friends or whoever. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand all of that.
But your point?
So my point is, I wouldn't want my daughter to be exposed to that. But when we're talking about these boys, I understand how they end up in that situation. And to me, we can't say they're being abused because I never really hear the male child side of their story. You know what I mean? Nobody puts their story out front. We always hear the accusations about the woman or the teacher. They hide all the children, and we never hear their perspective because they're treated like victims. But some of these children are not victims because they've already been victimized in their homes, and now they're just acting out sexually with whom they can outside of their home.
Well, that's an interesting angle, brother. I appreciate you taking the time to break it down for us. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Call back anytime, man.
And I love your show, bro. I listen all the time.
Oh, good looking, man. It's all good, man.
Thank
you. You know, he made interesting.
I got to get this last caller.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from?
Is it me?
This is you.
Okay. Hey, Zoe. It's Tay.
Is who?
Tay.
Hi, Tay.
Hey, Tay.
Tay from where?
Hey, Donnie. From Birmingham. I talked to you like last month.
Yeah, I swear you said it like we saw each other yesterday.
Coaching.
Hey, this is Tay. Okay, cool. Hey, how you doing?
She said coaching.
Got you. I'm there. I need just a little bit more information. Talk to me.
I'm sorry. Okay, so that last caller was, though you basically said everything that I wanted to say, but just to add a little bit more to it, I don't have a daughter. I have a 3-year-old son. If I ever found out him at 17 fucking around with a 27-year-old, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
That's what I'm saying. I got sons and daughter. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
I got a son. I got 2 sons and a daughter.
Him being 17, I don't care if he made advances towards you at 27. Bitch, you should know. Turn that down.
You know that's a 17-year-old. You know he's 10 years younger than you. You know
exactly.
This. Come on. Go ahead, call her.
I don't give a fuck if it's a female or a male. If you fucking with my child and he's not mentally of age, I don't give a fuck if consent is 18. If I find out you fucking with a 20-something, 28-year-old, it's a problem if he's not mentally ready for something like that. Consent is only a legal way to say, okay. That don't mean that the child or person is ready to interact in such a way. So I don't agree with just because a boy is 17, it's okay for him to go fuck a 27-year-old. I'm gonna knock a fucking brain if I find out a bitch to fuck with my child.
Exactly.
And one more thing I needed to add to it, the part about the reason why most men or women who molest children do it to gain power. I feel like you gain your power by choosing not to inflict that type of pain on another individual.
Right.
Not from, another human being doing that to another human being.
Right.
So,
I appreciate it. Thank you for the call, love.
Thank you, Tay.
Thank you.
Man, that's all I'm saying. What the hell?
But you know what? When little boys are young, they're bragging in the locker room who they hit, what they did. It's a game. It's a sport. I mean, I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just saying it from this perspective. The dudes that I know, they get together, like, they're bragging. I know uncles that go take nephews out to show them what a real man act like when they're out. And believe me, they taking them out to see ladies or whatever they're doing. And, and a lot of parents allow these different things to happen. And again, I'm not saying it's okay, but people do it in their households all the time. They like, let me show this boy how to be a man. And you know what I'm saying? And they take them out, and sometimes.
But that's still wrong.
I'm not saying it's right. No, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying people do it, as a culture in their family.
So let's just keep this in mind. The human brain in a child stops developing or finishes its development when you're 25.
Wow.
So with that little piece of information, your frontal lobe, the part that makes you an advanced human being, isn't done cooking in the brain oven until you're 25. Fuck you mean you ready for a sexual experience with a person that's
way older?
Way older.
That's why I said it'd have to be a real conversation with him. If my son came to me at 17 and said, Mom, I got a 27-year-old girlfriend, we'd have to have that conversation. Because I would, like the guy said, I would know my child and what he's capable of mentally. But at 17, my son wouldn't have been ready for that. Not the way he was at 17.
Wow. Somebody in the chat room says, at 10 years old, my uncle asked me if I'm getting any cat yet.
Wow. At 10.
Wow. Jesus. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. Oh. Call us back, 323-230-4610. Mimi?
No, I was just going to say the reality of it is they got kids that are 11 years old having guns, killing people, robbing, having sex. I'm just using things to say we just live in a time. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what a child will or will not do. They may like man on man, woman on woman, or they might be extra promiscuous in anyone that tries to get with them because they have some type of issues within. And they're just going for it. And that's the whole other thing. That's why I say you would need to talk to your child to see how smart they are, because if they're just gullible and they're looking for love, they might accept love from anybody. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want your child to be the type of child that any love is good love, because that means they're in a gang.
Oh,
that
I like
means
that. Any love is good love.
You feel what I'm trying to say? All love ain't good love.
Right.
You getting love from the wrong area. Now you increasing the spirituality of a negative angle, whatever that may be, whether it's gang, whether it's, gang rape, whatever the problems are. I know you got to take that call. Go ahead.
Yes. Callers, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Speak on it.
Hello, y'all. This is Kevin. I'm out of Texas.
Hi,
Can
Kevin.
you guys hear me?
You in Texas or you out of Texas?
I can't believe I got through.
All right, what's happening, man?
I think this will be a really good call for you guys, just listening to everything. I'm a little nervous to talk about this, but I think it'll really help put a lot of things into context.
Let's hear it.
So I was 11 years old, and I was abused by my uncle. He was a lot older. It fucked me up all my life, man. I'm 40 years old right now. My birthday's next month. I'll be 41, and this shit has fucked up my life so bad. Like, I'm getting it together. I got all the trappings that you would say a man should have for a woman. I would say, like, I got the job. I'm pretty strong mentally until I'm talking about this shit right here. It breaks me down every time, and shit, I'm trying not to break down right now, but it just messed me up so bad, and I feel like it set me back for so long because I wasn't ready for something like that. I was 11.
Right.
I wasn't ready for something like that, and thank God it didn't turn me into a homosexual. But I did get teased a lot in school after that happened, people thinking I was homosexual, or I thought he was homosexual. That's why I ain't holler at him. Like, that's what girls were saying to my homeboys. And I didn't think I was, I did think I had some little feminine ways about me because, I'm trying to process what happened to me.
Right.
And I don't know, man. I just thought that would help a little bit. Like, us boys ain't ready for this shit, man. We not ready. Like, I'm just still dealing with so much trauma right now from a man sexually abusing me. Like, I could replay the shit in my head, and I tried to tell friends, and your male friends is gonna laugh at you. Right. Oh, nigga, you got cream pie. Like, when somebody said that to me, dude, I was ready to fucking
go off
one of my friends. Dog. Right. Like, I was like, nigga, like, I'm trying to share with you because I'm fucked up right now.
So have you...
Oh, nigga, you got cream pie. I just was like, damn, bro. Anyway,
so let me ask you some questions, brother. Have you...
All right.
Have you sought, maybe some therapy and... because therapy ain't bad, bro. Trust me.
No, I have. I've had a little bit of therapy. I know I should have stayed in it.
Because if you still hurting, man, that's something you got to reconcile. That's something you got to deal with. You know?
For sure.
Especially if there's an identity crisis. Is that what I'm picking up?
Nah, you're not getting no identity crisis. I know I love women, so I'm cool on that. But like, it messed me up with like, girls tell me they have a really hard problem with me, like the way I talk to them, and just like, I know it's messed up my relationships. I used to be married, and I'm talking a year after my daughter was born, I got a divorce. Well, my woman divorced me because I was just too much. Like, I didn't want to have children because of what happened to me. I'm like, this world could be pretty damn cruel.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a daughter out here that I'm trying my best with.
Mm-hmm.
But I was terrified of being a father. And so when we had a kid, I was a piece of shit, man. I was angry at her. And I wasn't able to tell her that until later, like years after we broke up.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, I was mad. Like, I didn't want to tell her I was really mad that I have a kid out here in this world.
Wow.
You took my options away from me. I didn't want kids. I wanted to travel the world. I knew I was fucked up in the head.
Hey, listen, bro. Hey, let me just say this, man. I just have to acknowledge your courage for calling in and sharing, your story and what you've been through.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, man, after something like this happens, I know that, you could be thrown into this chaos where you don't understand anything about anything. And when I said, the identity crisis, I wasn't saying you didn't know who you were. It's just that other people looking at you didn't see you as you saw yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the battle.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Right.
I thought you was coming with some homo shit. And I'm
No. That's what I'm saying.
Like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you see yourself one way, but you're being perceived in another way. Mm-hmm. And that is what you were fighting with. And I'm saying you got to heal all of that. Now you in a relationship, you got married, you have a kid, then you break up. These relationships are designed, man, to kind of show you some things about yourself so you can say, oh, wow, this is something I can correct. This is something I can adjust, and this is why I would urge you, man, to get back into therapy so you can work it out. You know what I'm saying? So you could be done with it energetically, spiritually. And an easy way to do that is to be able to have conversations like the one you're having right now with somebody that could walk with you through this process. Then when you break down, it's okay to break down. There won't be any judgment in the breakdown. And remember, just on the spiritual side of things, bro, breakdowns always lead to breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to allow yourself to get to the ground floor of this situation so you can heal and then be able to attract someone healthy to you. Because right now, I could just hear it in your voice, man. The fight you're fighting and have been fighting since it's happened needs to be reconciled. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You just said something to me like that I'll attract someone to me after I've rectified this situation, because what I've attracted now, oh my God, nigga, is hell.
I know.
It's hell.
I know.
The girl I'm with right now is hell on wheels, and I'm like, damn, I'm hell on wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about it all the time. You get what you are.
Yeah, straight up.
But relationships are a good thing because they're here for us to use them to reconcile the pain we're in. That's what they're for. A lot of times people think this about Netflix and chill, but it ain't. It's really about you reconciling those tangled up knots in your spirit. That's why it's hell. First off, you got to become a fireman of your own hell. You got to be able to put out the fire. The only way to do that is to acknowledge, hey, this is what's wrong with me. This is what I need to work on. This is what I need to be focusing on. It's not about flipping it and putting it on your partner. If you would change, if you would do this different, I would be okay. No, it's, wow, you're bringing this to me because this is who I am and this is what I need to work on. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Man,
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for taking the call. I called several times, and I finally got through, and I think I really needed to get through.
Man, we really needed you to get through
today.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
man.
you for calling.
Thank you.
Man, that's power. Callers, you're on the Voice of Reason. I'm Zoe Williams. You want to talk about it? Now's the time. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it. No? Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, what's going on, Zoe?
What's happening?
Hello.
Hey, man. This, how y'all doing, ladies? This is Anthony. I'm calling out of Texas.
Hey, Anthony.
All right, out of
Hey.
Texas. What happened?
Yes, sir. Hey, man. The last guy that called in, man, he kind of motivated me to shed some light on some things, man. I hate to jump in behind that. I didn't know the brother was going to come that deep, but on the heels of all this, Bill Cosby, and, I heard a lot of guys, and I got friends, and they talk about the ladies, and they say, I don't believe what she did. Why would people wait that long? I don't believe her. She trying to drag Bill down, and, all of that other stuff. And I can tell you, man, from personal experience, man, my shit is a little bit deep, man. I hate to drop a fucked up story, but I mean, I was abused by my brother when I was 11 years old, man. And shit, I didn't tell my mother until my 39th birthday.
Damn.
Wow.
On everything I hold true and love. And when I told her, she didn't react the way I wanted her to react. I wanted her to how you doing? Are you okay? I'm so sorry. She was more, I don't believe that. If that would have happened, you should have said something. And I haven't talked to my mother for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I feel like, she was in and out of drugs. My dad was there for me, put me through college, looked out for me. She kind of ran the streets, but I didn't have a heart to tell my dad. I didn't have a heart to tell my uncles because I felt like the brother said about the gay thing, not that I felt gay, but that when at a younger age, I kind of questioned my sexuality.
Right.
And I'm like, based on what he did, am I off? Like, what's up with that? Why didn't I fight back harder? Why didn't I do this?
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it took me 2 years of therapy to get over that. 2 years of $198 therapy per session to get over that. And I'm not saying, I don't know if therapy is for everybody. I got lucky enough and I had a wife. She was in the Air Force. She was a psychologist and she pushed me towards it. Dude, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. And you, especially telling your family, because you feel like if you tell them, you're going to get that person in trouble. They're going to look at you side-eyed. You're going to destroy the family. I wound up telling my mother and then my aunt and my brothers, and the brother that did it, we have separate, right? We have the same dad, but we have different moms. And my brothers from my dad's side wanted to whoop his ass. I mean, these dudes, 50 years old, and they ready to whoop his ass. So it literally destroyed our relationship, man. And I feel shitty about having to do that, but I couldn't hold it no more, you know?
Right.
So I would encourage anybody, man, that went through that to, seek help, man, because you can't imagine the amount of just stress and just anger I had towards this dude. I contemplated shooting him. I contemplated burning up. I mean, I had some fucked up thoughts because I didn't have an outlet. And I can't imagine the destruction I did to relationships I was in.
Right.
For women to deal with a nigga that's been through that and it's unresolved, man. So it's real, man. I can, as crazy as it sounds, I understand those women that dealt with Bill Cosby or this lady that's dealing with the Supreme Court justice. Like, you are ashamed. You are shamed. Like, you feel like, you know, I can't say that. What are they going to think of me? Are they going to think I'm gay? Are they going to think, why did I allow that? Are they going to think my family's fucked up? And I would be in relationships and not tell women, you know, that I went through that just because I didn't want to get judged. And it's real.
Wow.
It's real whether or not people want to deal with it or not, man. And I just want to say I appreciate you, you know, having that platform, man, and talking about it. And I know you wasn't expecting calls like this, man. I listen to you all the time, but I appreciate you for giving people a platform to release that shit, man, and let everybody else know that that's a real thing and it needs to get dealt with. Like, therapy don't mean you crazy or you a head case, but if you don't get that shit, you may be, you know, if you don't deal with those issues, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother. You have no idea. I appreciate your bravery. I appreciate the fact that, you know, it didn't bother you that much to call in and say, go ahead. We got to lay this down, because your voice is probably resonating in the hearts and minds of a lot of people. And your story is definitely inspirational to somebody out there right now.
Right.
So I thank you for doing that, brother.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Caller, you're on the Voice of Reason, man. Talk to us. What's going on in your life? Speak on it.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, caller.
Hey.
How y'all doing? Thanks for having me on, Zoe. Hey, everybody on there.
What's that now?
Now, I mean, honestly, I've been listening to some of the callers, and I've never myself actually been through it as a young child, but my daughter has at a young age. Now, my 9-year-old daughter, now, it wasn't something, I don't want to say it's not too big, because at the end of the day, I don't know how she felt about it, but my daughter being with, you know, her mother and, you know, their fiance right now, on a weekday, my daughter's outside playing at the park. You know, it's like 8:30 at night. This is the story that I'm hearing. It's 8:30 at night. She's outside playing in one of the parks in the neighborhood, and one of the little boys in the neighborhood, you know, they come up to her and, you know, they try to pull her pants down and try to touch her. You know, one of the, you know, my daughter was obviously a little real shook. She told everybody, and I guess this little boy had like a kind of he was known for that. You know, he's like 13 years old. He was known for doing it, but he also had, you know, I guess they said he had some mental health issues, you know. So when I first initially heard about it, you know, I guess they waited a little bit to tell me. I heard about it probably a couple of weeks after it actually happened, you know. When she finally told me, I'm like, you know, hey, what'd you do about it? You know, like, well, you know, we went and we talked to him, and we went to go talk to the parents. And, you know, I guess he was a family friend, and he comes over there a lot, so they really didn't want to, you know, try to press charges or anything. But he got, you know, grounded for a couple of weeks, and they took his phone away. And I said, I'm like, so what else did happen? What else happened, you know? And they were like, we felt like that was enough. You know, we didn't want to go too hard. We didn't want to. I'm like, okay, first of all, my daughter needs to see that the punishment for violating her is more serious than, you know, a couple weeks punishment getting your phone taken away.
It's got to fit the crime.
Right.
Right. She has to see something. Now, you know, in my head, initially, I want to go. I can't just go beat no 13-year-old kid up. I mean, I want to go and talk to the parents. So I want to go do something to somebody, though.
Right.
You can't even call the cops. I'm not even for the cops. You can't even call them, make a statement or something to my daughter, because she's some kind of authority figure to know that what happened to her, you know, wasn't supposed to happen. It's not regular. You ain't supposed to expect that. Nothing. But none of that happened. And the problem was when I actually went down there to see her, because I'm angry. At the time, my dad was like, look, you want me to go with you so you don't go too crazy? I'm like, you know, I'll be able to handle it. You know, I went there, and as soon as my daughter came out the door, I could just see, like, it was a difference. My daughter's always coming out with a happiness about her and just a glow.
Right.
She came out a little shy and timid. And, you know, just hearing some of these people's story about how it affected them, it really angers me, because it's like, you know, what about, you know, the parents that do try to handle it? You know, the family members who want to keep stuff silent, the people who want to say anything about it, they want to keep it under hush because it's family, or they're too afraid to involve the police, but they're not considering how the child is feeling, how the person is feeling. And if it's not addressed then, it's going to just continue to build up inside of them. They're going to grow up and they're going to have these deficits, these identity crises. And it seems like people don't really care like they should.
Wow.
And I'm just coming from the other angle of it because as a parent, as a child that's going through it, and I'm having to deal with this right now because at that time, I went there, I talked to the dad. I tried to be as cool as I could. When he said I was overreacting, then I did. I overreacted, and we fought. So now I have to go through court. And, I didn't want to go there with it, but it felt like I'm trying to be civil. I felt like you didn't handle it the right way. You're the one and you have my daughter in your house now. You're with her now. When she's with me, that's fine. But she's with you, I got to trust that you can be a man and handle that.
So let me flip it. Let me flip it now. How's your baby?
How is she now?
Yeah, how is she doing?
She's better. But I still think I want to get her involved in more therapy. She doesn't talk to them about it at all. She talks to me a lot. But what's happened is for the last couple of months, I haven't been able to talk to her. They moved. And like I said, I've been having to go through a court case now. They're trying to keep me away because of what happened, because of how I reacted. Now, we just fought. It's not like he didn't go to hospital or nothing like that. But, now she's trying to keep me away like I'm just some crazy guy. But no, why should I not feel passionate about what happened to my daughter? Why isn't he feeling passionate about it?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have 7 kids over there. My daughter's one of them. Oh. So he has 3 other daughters over there around my daughter's age, a little bit older. So I know, so yeah, it does frustrate me.
Absolutely. I bet.
Right.
But here's the thing. Do you still have custody of your daughter or no?
I haven't been able to see, I used to get her every weekend, and then now I haven't, the last couple months, I've had to file a petition. So we're going to court now. I had to go through the courts. I got one of my mom's friends. She's a family court lawyer, so I'm going to get some assistance with that. So I didn't want to go through the courts. I wanted to do it regular like we had it before. But since this incident, I haven't been able to see my daughter like that, and I feel like this is the time. No, this not. If you're not going to address the way you should, she's not talking to you about it. I'm not going to sit around and let that shit build up. No, I need to talk to my daughter. And if you're going to keep me away, if I got to go to the courts, if I got to go to the white man for this, I got to go to the white man. We'll figure it out later. Right. And this is going against everything.
Damn. And here's the thing. 2 things. My cousin, who's a lawyer, told me something about 1.5 years ago. He was like, the first thing they teach us in law is keep your cool. Because when you lose your cool, your life can change in an instant. Mm-hmm. And he said that's the first lesson they learned in law school was keep your cool.
Right.
Because the moment you get angry, the chances of you breaking a law gets really high.
Right.
And I'm sorry that you went through, what you're going through, but bro, there's a lesson in here for you too. That's the first side of it, right? The first side of it is, man, you got to be cool about how you respond. You get what I'm saying? Even in situations that try your very soul, right?
Yeah.
The second part of this is because I believe you're going to get your daughter back. Mm-hmm. I believe, they understand the mitigating circumstances that put you in this mindset. Right. So I believe you're going to get your daughter back. But when you get her back, you're going to have to create an environment for her that allows her to be able to pour out her feelings and express herself and be what this situation has made her, so to speak. Because that's how she's going to work past it.
Right.
So you're going to have to create an environment that nurtures, that doesn't have judgment attached to it, and that doesn't have a time limit attached to it. Because she went through this situation, she's going to need, I don't know, there's no, well, in 90 days, she'll be fine. No, there's none of that.
Right.
So she's going to need, basically, you can't have no clocks on this.
Right.
And the nurturing got to keep coming. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you right now, you need to assemble a village of family and friends with positive voices when she is ready to talk.
Right, absolutely.
Not before. Because a lot of times that family village that you bring in might be seen as an attack by her. She might not want to share certain things with them. But when I say that family village of voices, I'm just talking about positive people. Mm-hmm. They ain't even got to talk about what she went through. But what they're doing is pouring positivity, motivation, inspiration, and upliftment into her without having to say, and, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sometimes you understand how are you doing means, can you talk to me about what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But just assemble that group of people around her that will support you in nurturing her so she don't have to constantly focus on what went down. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. And you're right, man. Like, at the same time, I felt like how they handled it was wrong. And even though I felt like initially I was handling it the right way, yeah, I made a mistake by, getting physical. I made a mistake. I let my anger run me. And now I kind of got to eat that. And now I'm like, part of me is angry that I can't see her, but part of me is mad at myself because I'm part of that reason. I could have probably chilled out, been patient. She would, I would have been able to talk to her eventually. I mean, I wasn't trying to rush her talking to me because I know my daughter, she tells me everything, and that's part of the reason why they get upset. But, I could wait for her to talk to me, but I messed that opportunity up by, acting out of anger. So you're right, man. So
all right,
I'm kind of dealing with it.
Hey, man, again, I appreciate you for sharing. Thank you for the call. We got to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man,
Thank you for having me.
All right, we at the end of the show. This is a heavy topic.
Yes, it is.
Heavy topic. Let me say this. We don't know. We don't have all the answers. You understand? We don't know. All we do is start the conversation. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you're going through it, get therapy.
Right.
Get help.
Please do.
Don't just bottle it up. Because it's gonna ooze out some kind of way.
Right.
In some form.
In some way, shape, or form. So go get help. Go get therapy. Talk to somebody. We appreciate everybody for calling in. Thank you so much. I'll be back Friday with another heater, the voice of reason. We are out. Deuce.